Welcome to Ptv2 Zambia, the channel that never sleeps. From community stories in your backyard to national headlines shaping the country and sports and international updates that keep you ahead, we bring it all to your screen. 24/7 news, fast, reliable, unmatched. Catch us on Topstar, channel 110. Watch live on Facebook, Ptv2 Zambia. Prime TV2 Zambia, your window to the nation, your gateway to the world.
Hello and welcome to News Flash on Prime TV2, the home of breaking news. We are coming to you live on Topstar channel 110 and streaming on our Facebook page, Ptv2 Zambia. Now let's take a look at the stories making headlines. Residents of Naughty Broad Township in Livingstone have called on the government to construct a proper drainage as flooding worsens in the area. The Bombay drainage in Lusaka has been vandalized as it is blocked with solid waste which unscrupulous people continue to dispose indiscriminately. Land earmarked for the construction of a health facility in Waya Ward of Kawe district of Central Province has allegedly been encroached upon and illegally allocated by unknown individuals. With the news in detail, my name is Chiwe Evans Chitakwa. Residents of Naughty Broad Township in Livingstone have appealed for the construction of a proper drainage system following persistent flooding caused by heavy rainfall. The residents say the area lacks an effective drainage system, a situation that has left many houses inundated with water after every heavy downpour. They have warned that if the problem is not addressed promptly, continued flooding could lead to severe structural damage to homes and displacement of families. Several houses in the township have already been affected with floodwaters entering living spaces and disrupting daily life. Livingstone has in recent days experienced sustained heavy rains resulting in damage to roads and other infrastructures. We have more details in the following.
Following a heavy downpour in Livingstone, some houses in Naughty Broad area have been flooded, with local people calling for proper drainage system. They state that on several occasions they have engaged the local authority to help them with drainage system using CDF, but to no avail.
Ndakala muno Naughty Broad for more than 30 years. Twali kubambira ba council kuti amuzo tubambire road manzi alangira mu manda. Ba councilora babalino ku engineering bali ndizi ndakali kuinka pereta kwechichitika. Twakali kubambira ba council kuti inganda paerede kuinda drainage. Alainko oboto tukabatana yake inganda oro ina wakabatana yakaba manza ali kwenda oboto
mvula ikagwa paja kumakala mafloods so hapa vintu vaenda tipe mpako government kuti at least there should be a good drainage system around, especially around this area. In fact, we're not the only ones around this area. We have the same problem, almost the same problem, I think.
Jange na muyadi muno. That's why tupeze katipo each time mvula ikaloka manzi yabwera muno muyadi. So sembe kulodge kulaka kuli drainage na powerful sembe manzi ngamaendelera. ona each time ikaloka pano make sure afunika yangena zonga sa imvula ni
To apply for funds so as to have
on the ward development committees to take, once that is approved, then we'll move in and do a drainage so that people around that area cannot be affected by what.
Now, Livingstone has in the recent days experienced heavy downpour, causing damage mostly to infrastructure properties. Kwalombota Mwanangombe reporting for Prime TV News in Livingstone, Southern Province.
And welcome to this flash.
Good afternoon, thank you, and thank you so much for having me.
To begin with, how would you describe the current rainfall pattern in Livingstone compared to previous rainy season?
The consistency in the rains, it was a bit low. But this year we seem to have much rain. Even as I'm speaking to you now, it's a bit cloudy, a sign that it may rain anytime from now.
With these persistent rains, what damage has been recorded so far, particularly to public infrastructure such as roads and bridges, as well as residential properties?
We've seen a number of destruction. This is, and also when you talk about the bridges, I think we've seen in the recent days where some bridges, were being submerged in water because of the high water levels. These are caused by the rains. So in terms of damage, quite a number of bridges have been damaged, and also a number of bridges. This is where now you find people even getting stuck. Schools have opened, and now we have a challenge with school-going children because most of the bridges are submerged in the water, and this now makes it difficult for people to pass to either of the sides. So it has been a challenge for many, especially here in Livingstone. A lot of crossing points have actually been, submerged in water.
What is the situation on the ground for the affected residents? How are family coping, especially those whose homes have been flooded or who have been displaced?
Well, it has never been easy. I've seen a number of people that have had a lot of challenges in terms of coping up, because there are those who own the structures or those who own their houses, and this is why we find a situation, because it's their own structures. They cannot leave to go and live somewhere else. Hence, the only option they can have is to continue living in such structures, even when they get flooded, because these are their own houses. But the only people maybe who may have an option are those that are renting, because if your house obviously gets flooded, you have another option, and maybe for another accommodation somewhere else. But obviously this is also inconveniencing. So it has never been easy for those that have found themselves in a situation where their houses have been flooded.
Have local authorities or disaster management teams moved in, and what interventions have been announced so far to assist affected communities and rehabilitate damaged infrastructure?
All right. So a few days ago, we had the Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, Engineer Charles Mirubi, who was in Livingstone. And also we saw the area member of parliament, Honorable Rodney Sukumba, and also Livingstone Mayor, who actually visited, some of the infrastructure to just appreciate the extent of the damage. And also I have to make mention that we did speak to the district commissioner, who is also the chairperson of the disaster committee, who emphasized that there was an assessment that was done by the DMMU here in Livingstone, of what has been submitted to the local authority, so that maybe a way forward can be found in terms of a lasting solution, especially on with regards to bridges, because they seem to be so much cardinal when it comes to social life, and also when you talk about school-going children, business community. This is more like something that they use for their day-to-day activities. Hence, an assessment was done, and maybe what we are waiting for is to see the commencement of these works that are supposed to be done, so that we have a lasting solution.
Kolombota, one of the major concerns year after year is the flooding of the Maramba-Libuyu Bridge, a critical crossing point for residents. Are there indications of long-term measures being planned by government to permanently address these recurring challenges?
Yes, so like I mentioned, during the tour of the Minister of Infrastructure, it was highlighted that long-term measures are coming, and this is why we had an assessment by the GMMU. One of them, of course, is the widening of the stream, because it was discovered that the stream is very narrow. Hence, when it gets flooded, this is where we have a lot of challenges when it comes to the flooding of water. So one of the issues that was mentioned is that there will be need to widen, the stream so as to allow water flow properly. And this was done after this will be done rather after the assessment, which has already been done. So we are waiting to see the full implementation of the assessment that was done, and also to see that actual works commence on the ground. Otherwise, the current situation is not good. People are getting stuck, and people are getting affected, business community, and this is a challenge that seems to be faced by many on a daily basis.
On a human interest note, a video has been circulating showing you assisting an elderly woman from North Broad who was trapped in her flooded home. Can you briefly tell us what happened?
All right, so many times we do receive, calls for people who need coverage, and it was yesterday when I received this call in the evening from the same old lady that you've seen on that video. She was, of course, seated in her house, and it was raining all of a sudden because of the situation. The house got flooded, and I got this call to go and cover not only that family but many other families whose houses were flooded. So now I found her seated, and she was trying to come out of that house. And when you look at that video, you can tell that the lady in the video is very old. I should presume should be maybe 8 years or plus old. And you have a situation where she wants to come out of that situation, and she's struggling to do so. So what I did was, I understand that at the end of the day, I need to, collect this information. I need to give this information to the public. But there's also an aspect of me being a human being. And this is where I came in to just put my camera aside, put my microphone aside, and just try to help this lady, this old lady, move out of that place and just find her somewhere where she could be, as people tried to remove water from the house and just see that the situation normalizes. So it is not that maybe because we are journalists, then you cannot, help in such times, because at the end of the day, beyond journalism, there's also a human, aspect of it. So we are all human, and we need to look at, there are certain times when humanity comes first, because like in that situation, she was stuck, and the only thing I could do was to help her. It was not going to make sense for me to, start interviewing that lady in the state in which she was, because she was stuck in that house, and I just had to come in and just help her out.
Kolombota Mwanangombe, thank you for that update and for the work you continue to do on the ground. Please stay safe.
Thank you so much for having me.
We move on to our stories. The Bombay drainage system, one of Lusaka's major storm water projects, are designed to mitigate flooding in parts of the city, continues to face serious challenges, including vandalism, indiscriminate waste disposal, and clogging. A check by Prime TV News found that sections of the drainage infrastructure have been vandalized, with solid waste blocking the free flow of water and undermining the purpose for which the drainage was constructed. Meanwhile, some members of the public were also observed conducting laundry activities along the drainage channel, further contributing to pollution and increasing the risk of blockages. Joanne Musawila has more in the following report.
So this is part of the Bombay Drainage, a major stormwater drainage system infrastructure project in Lusaka, designed to alleviate flooding in specific areas. But currently, this project is facing challenges with capacity, vandalism, illegal dumping and maintenance, leading to ongoing repairs and constructions and public awareness campaigns by the Lusaka City Council to improve drainage and sanitation. A check conducted by Prime Television News on part of the drainage system found waste has been indiscriminately disposed of.
Watu so ama drainage na kumention tu yapitashan tete yapita na mwana drainage na fisura fionso awapose kwa amani.
However, residents are calling for the construction of more drainage systems amid flash floodings being faced in the capital. But this comes with responsibility from the community.
Even the beans, they can even at least start educating people about the dangers of them throwing beans, because cholera is very much real.
The construction of the Bombay Drainage in Lusaka was a significant component of the larger $35.5 million United States Lusaka Water Supply and Sanitation Drainage Project funded by the Millennium Challenge Corporation. Joanne Savila, Prime TV News, Lusaka.
Land earmarked for the construction of the health facility in Waya Ward of Kabwe District, Central Province, has allegedly been included under cultivation and designated for a public health project. Meanwhile, Edward Lungu, who donated the land in 2012, has challenged the government authorities to urgently intervene and resolve the matter, noting that significant public funds were spent on the now stalled health facility project. However, the Waya Ward councillor, who has been accused of being involved in the allegedly illegal land allocation, has denied the allegations. Joseph Siambihi has the details.
It is a 50 by 100 meters parcel of land which was given to government by Edward Lungu in 2012 for the purpose of constructing a health post in Wawad. It is this land which has been encroached. A visit to the land in question found fresh works of people digging the house foundation. This has disappointed Mr. Lungu, who donated the land, which has a stored infrastructure previously funded by government under CDF.
That was my own plot. People have encroached. I understand some leaders, political leaders, they are the ones who shared that land for the clinic. I understand they are saying that there are no records at the council, but there is money which went there from the government. You go there to council, you find some records there, 2012. That thing was funded. Who ate that money? How did they use that money? It's very unfortunate.
And while Ward Councillor Wesley Puri has been accused of being involved in illegal land allocation.
If they have evidence of me selling this parcel of land, they are free to take me on, and they are free to come and tell me to say, this you sold it to me, otherwise I have not.
Is council aware of this land here?
Very much aware. Very much aware.
According to the 2012 minutes accessed by Prime Television, the construction of a health post was awarded to a contractor but never finished the work. The question begging for an answer is, who is issuing plots on this land? If measures to stop this illegality are not put in place, there will be no place to construct a health facility. Joseph Siambihi reporting, Prime TV News in Kabwe.
Over 120,000 households in Lusaka's Baolene Township are set to benefit from a major water improvement project aimed at enhancing access to clean and reliable drinking water. The project is being implemented at a total cost of 5 million kwacha for phase 1 and $1 million United States dollars for Phase 2. Lusaka Central Member of Parliament Mulambo Haimbe says the initiative is designed to extend piped water connectivity to Baulene Township and the surrounding areas, addressing long-standing challenges of water shortages. Mr. Haimbe adds that once the project is completed in April this year, residents will enjoy a 24-hour supply of safe and clean drinking water, significantly improving health standards and quality of life in the area. Namangolwa Mushokabanji has more details.
The Bauleni Water Supply Project is scheduled to complete in April this year. Having started in September last year, it is more than 50% complete. As Phase 1 was concluded and it was priced at 5 million kwacha, derived from the Constituency Development Fund, while Phase 2 is underway with funding amounting to $1 million sourced from the African Development Bank through the Water and Sanitation Company in collaboration with the Area Member of Parliament.
Almost guaranteeing 24/7 water for the people of this community. Not just this community, by the way. As the pipeline comes, you would have been told there is a tee-off into Nyumbayanga, which is across, meaning we are servicing at least the two main communities that are in this area. So even as the piped water comes in, we make sure that the community does not suffer on account of leakages and the poor reticulation that was there first. That was Phase 1. Phase 2 is this part which, as we said, is being funded by African Development Bank through the government, and of course we thank President Hakainde Hichilema for the prudent economic management of this country. And that $1 million did not come by chance. We had to lobby, working closely with Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company. When my office became aware of these challenges, we lobbied. This has been in the offing for more than 2 years, 2.5 years of consistent work to ensure that this is done. It's now coming to fruition.
And Ward Development Committee Chairperson for Kablonga, alongside Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company, have stated that the project will greatly benefit residents of Bauleni and other surrounding areas.
They go as early as 04 to go and fetch for water. So this, I think, is going to end up all those challenges they've been having. And again, also on the expense, because they've been paying for water in different households where they're growing water. So when this water is given to them, I think they'll be very happy, and it's going to help them.
In terms of the pipeline, we are almost done. I think I would put it at maybe 75%. What is remaining is just assembling the tank. As we mentioned when we were on site, the panels are already on site. Now we are casting the dwarf walls for the tank. And the pump house also is under construction. What is remaining is the roofing. Once we are done with the roofing, we do the pipe work, install the pumps, and then we are good to go.
Bauleni compound and nearby surrounding areas with about 120,000 residents has had a challenge with accessing clean drinking water, as 2 boreholes were decommissioned due to the under-quality of the water. And people here are mostly dependent on the water utility companies supplying them with water through bowsers on a weekly basis. Reporting for Prime Television News, Namangolwa Mushokabanji.
The Ministry of Education has inaugurated a new board of directors for the Zambia Qualification Authority, ZACA, with a directive to provide strategic leadership and execution of government policies to strengthen and expand the mandate of the authority. Education Minister Douglas Siakalima has tasked the board to collaborate with government in tackling key challenges at ZACA, which includes the rapidly evolving learning environment driven by technological advanced and the demand for qualifications verification in line with international standards. He has, however, then Zambia's participation in the regional and global arena through international recognized qualifications. The new board will be chaired by Professor Victor Zoluchisha, who has pledged that the board will serve with diligence in line with the Zambia Qualification Authority mandate.
Allow me to acknowledge the notable achievements recorded by the Zambia Qualifications Authority over the years. Central among these has been the strengthening and operationalization of the revised National Qualifications Framework, supported by the development and consistent application of clear, robust, and outcomes-based level descriptors. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, despite these notable gains, the authority continues to face several challenges in the execution of its mandate, many of which are not unique to Zambia, but are common to qualifications authorities globally. Firstly, ZACWA operates within a rapidly evolving education and skills environment. New forms of learning, emerging qualifications, micro-credentials, and technological advancements continue to exert pressure on existing frameworks to remain relevant, responsive, and internationally comparable. Secondly, the authority has experienced growing demand for qualification verification and evaluation services, particularly for employment and further study. While this demand demonstrates public confidence in ZACWA, it has at times stretched the institutional capacity and underscored the need for continued systems improvement and digitization. Thirdly, resource constraints, both financial and human, have affected the authority's ability to scale operations, strengthen monitoring functions, and extend outreach to rural and underserved communities. As I inaugurate the new board, I wish to underscore the significant responsibility entrusted to you as the authority's governance and oversight body. The board is mandated to provide strategic direction, set policy, ensure accountability, and safeguard the integrity and long-term sustainability of the authority in the national interest.
Management stands ready to support the board in the execution of its responsibilities by providing accurate information, technical guidance, and professional support to ensure informed decision-making and effective oversight.
The board will ensure that the national occupational standards that have already been drafted in some key sectors, like we heard from our minister, are applied in the design and development of learning programs.
That item ends the main news at Prime TV2. Let's take a recap of stories that made headlines. Residents of Naughty Broad Township in Livingstone have called on the government to construct a proper drainage as flooding worsens in the area. The Bombay drainage in Lusaka has been vandalized as it is blocked with solid waste which unscrupulous people continue to dispose indiscriminately. And finally, land earmarked for the construction of a health facility in Waya Ward of Kawe District in Central Province has allegedly been encroached upon and illegally allocated by unknown individuals. Thank you so much for staying with us. But for these and other stories, like our Facebook page, that is Ptv2 Zambia. On behalf of the entire news and production crew, my name is Chiwe Evans Chitakwa. Stay tuned.
When news breaks, we are already there. Welcome to Prime TV2 Zambia, the channel that never sleeps. From community stories in your backyard to national headlines shaping the country and sports and international updates that keep you ahead, we bring it all to your screen. 24/7 news, fast, reliable, unmatched. Catch us on Topstar, channel 110. Watch live on Facebook, Ptv2 Zambia. Prime TV2 Zambia, your window to the nation, your gateway to the world.
Early in the morning, fire on the stove, love in a pie, that's the life we know. From the fields to the table, every bite it shows. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home.
proudly Zambian, the taste of home.